Alright, welcome back everyone, and apologies for my absence. But as you can see, I am now in London, in a park by the banks of the Thames and the iconic London Eye just behind me there. So this is massive because it means I've made it to London officially from Singapore without flying. And it also means I've got to be careful with this camera now because we are no longer in the safety of Kazakhstan. But anyway, I thought it's such a lovely day here, the weather is not usually like this here, so why not come out, do one last video for the trip, talk about what I've been doing the past month and sort of end it all here. So yeah, basically I haven't made a video since I got out of Russia, and a lot's happened since then. So after St. Petersburg, as you know, I went to Tallinn, Estonia, spent a few days there, and I worked my way down the Baltics, Latvia, Lithuania, went into Poland, went to Warsaw and Krakow, both lovely places. Poland was a great country, really recommend going there. Then I went down to Slovakia, Bratislava, Hungary, went to Budapest for a few days, which was a lot of fun. And then across Austria into Germany, Munich, up to Amsterdam, where I spent the last week. And then down to Belgium for a night, Antwerp, where I got a bus from there to London, arrived here a couple of days ago. So yeah, officially done it. So yeah, it took me 100 days exactly from Singapore to London. 22 different countries and way too many overnight buses and trains, but I wouldn't change a thing. It's been the most amazing thing I've ever done. So anyway, I thought I'd maybe answer a few questions you might have about the trip, and yeah, maybe show you a bit of London today because it is such a lovely day. So first of all, like I said, it took a bit over about 3.5 months to do the whole thing, and I don't think it'd be possible to do it any quicker really. I mean, you could do, but you'd be moving every second day and that would just be exhausting and not worth it. And how much did this trip cost? Well, roughly, I don't know exactly because I haven't really been keeping track of my expenses very well, but I'd say roughly it cost me about 13 or 14,000 Australian dollars, so that's about £6,000–7,000 for my UK viewers. And again, I don't think you could really do it cheaper because I was staying in hostels 95% of the time. I was getting the cheapest transport, usually I was never travelling first class on the trains or anything like that. And yeah, the one thing that I did do that you wouldn't necessarily have to is drinking alcohol, especially in Europe. That really made things more expensive, but you know, I'm my own worst enemy with that. Another thing you might want to know about is visas. How many visas did I need to get for a trip like this, and was it difficult? Well, funnily enough, there was only one proper visa I had to get. Cambodia and Vietnam were like online visa applications. So you filled out a form, paid, and you got it within a couple of days, but it was like an e-visa. The only visa I actually had to get in advance was Russia, which was a bit of a process at the embassy in Kazakhstan and quite expensive. But yeah, so that made the trip a lot easier, but those Central Asian countries like Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan are visa-free for lots of people now, which, yeah, is amazing. It's quite good, and I definitely recommend going to those places too. They are amazing, really undiscovered places. Another question that a lot of people would probably have is safety. How safe was it doing a trip like this, especially solo? And to be completely honest with you, until I made it to Western Europe, Germany was the first time on this trip I felt remotely unsafe in terms of physical safety, which I guess tells you to sign of the times, isn't it, with what's going on in Europe now. Southeast Asia and China were completely safe on the streets. Walked around there late at night, no problems. Central Asia as well, like Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, somewhere that people don't really know much about. Maybe they'd think it's unsafe, but completely wasn't. It was perfectly safe. Only thing is, if you go to Kazakhstan, do not talk about Borat to the locals. They hate it. If you don't do that, you'll be fine. I tell you what, I've picked the absolute worst day to come into London to do this. Got a London Marathon going on right behind me across the river there, and all the roads are closed in central London. It's an absolute nightmare just to get here. I didn't even know it was on. But anyway, now that this is done, what are my plans now? Well, this trip has made me completely broke, so I need to go back to work for a few months and save up some money again. But this is not the end of my travels. There are a couple of places in the world I would love to go. I'm not going to say where now, but you will find out soon enough, as I will definitely be going there eventually in the near future. Also next year, love to go to America for the World Cup, if I'm allowed in after some of the places I've been, but you know, sort that out when, cross that bridge when we get to it. Right, so now back in lovely West London. It's getting a bit crowded there. So lots of people have asked me, what's the best place you went on this trip? Well, it's a tough one. Possibly Kazakhstan. I mean, China was great, but it got a bit exhausting after a while. Russia was amazing too, so probably one of those places. Anyway, that's where I'm going to wrap it up for now. It's been one hell of a journey, and I will be back at some point in the future in one way or another. But until then, it's bye for now.